Good morning, Ricky Tang here. I'm a bit too close to the bike, let me take a step back. And welcome to my little test ride of the Yamaha XSR900. A bike I've been looking forward to riding for quite some time. Courtesy of Completely Motorbikes, just on the outskirts of Gloucester here at Staverton. Okay, so we have a TFT display, compact and bijou. It's a bit small, but I can see the important bits. I can see my speedo, rev counter across the top, fuel gauge, looks like I need a top up, and driving modes and traction control settings. First impressions, a bit early for first impressions, I just sat on the bike, but the handlebars, bit of a taper down, a little bit more sporty than I expected. You put your hand on the handlebars, you think, yeah, we're ready to attack the roads. Nice clutch take up. At these slow speeds, the suspension feels plush, actually. It's firm, but there's a bit of a quality feel to it. What on earth was that? Let's play with the throttle a little bit, shall we? Well, we can't go anywhere with these cars. So 3000 RPM, second gear, drive mode 1, which is a kind of the sportiest mode, traction control 1, which I think is the least traction control you can have with it active. Got to be a bit careful, roads are slightly slick, tyres are cold, but got to have a bit of fun, haven't we? Whoa! Now that feels like it's got a bit of character. So yeah, how are we feeling? The bike weighs 193 kilograms wet. There's a little bit of heft to it, a tiny bit. Nothing wrong with that. You are on a motorbike after all, and a powerful one. We're about 117 horsepower at the crank. Yeah, it feels compact. For me, at 5'7", 170 centimeters, doesn't feel stretched out in the slightest. And I like, it is a slightly sporty riding position. It is leaning me forward ever so slightly. Feels just right. And what is quite nice is there's a decent amount of leg room for my 32-inch inside leg. The feet not quite as swept back or as sporty as I was expecting. I know it's a bit of a contradiction in terms. I was saying the bars are a bit sportier than I thought they would be, pegs a bit less sporty than I thought they would be. But yeah, I like the riding position quite a lot. I like the way this engine pulls. Oh, this sounds fantastic as well. Sounds brilliant. It really does. Yeah, this bike feels, I know the bike is, you know, pretty much brand new, 400 miles on the clock, but it feels very tight. There's a real quality feel about just the general chassis. There's just no slop, no give. The way the engine blips. Yeah, there's a great sound through the airbox. I think they've got that just right. Picks up fantastically well from about 5,000 RPM. Yeah, Ash at Completely Motorbikes told me I'd really like it, and he's not wrong. But let's chill out a bit, put it in 6th. Will it pull about 3,000 RPM happily? Well, that's more than happy. That picks up really quite keenly. So yeah, this bike quite an upgrade over the previous XSR900, but to be honest with you, this is essentially a 2022 model carried through to 2023. But since I hadn't ridden one, although I have ridden the Tracer 9 GT, I think, but I was curious to know what this newer, bigger 890cc inline triple was like for performance. And I've got to tell you, from what little I've sampled so far, the engine feels like a winner. So for the drive mode, you can switch between two modes on the dash there, D mode and TCS mode, with a little lever at the front of the switch gear called mode, kind of like where a flash switch would normally be. The flash switch is actually part of this arrangement down here now. So if I switch the old D mode, yeah, maybe it's just slightly tapered off, well, as it's supposed to be. Just a little tapered off on the initial twist of the throttle compared to D mode 1. Over the 2021 XSR900, it's pretty much a different bike. Revised engine with the longer stroke at 890cc versus 846, I think. New chassis. The chassis looks brilliant. I do like the size of the frame spars at the front. Reminds me of GP bikes of the old days. I was gonna say, oh, I've just caught the red light, but hopefully that'll make the next road a bit clear for me. The mirrors, bar end mirrors, actually they've been pretty clear, and they're not that bad actually. I'm not really used to bar end mirrors, they're quite low down, but you can pretty much see all you need to see. Oh, look at this for a bit of road. Shall we have a little bit of a cable stretching exercise? Well, certainly not slow. And we'll stretch the cable again. Or wires, because it's probably ride by wire nowadays. Certainly a bit of zing at the top of the revs as well. It doesn't feel like it's running out of breath in the slightest. The chassis feels so together. It's well set up for hooning round the bends. Yeah, it feels like a sports bike. Front brake, fantastic. That stops you in a hurry as well, with a nice confident feel. Oh, ABS just kicked off there. Well, that was a bit of fun. Now let's bang on cruise control, shall we? The bike's got all mod cons, cruise control, well, maybe aside from heated grips, but cruise control, 6-axis IMU for lean sensitive this and that, ABS traction control. Comes with decent tyres as well, Bridgestone S22s with a 180/55 ZR17 on the back, 120/70 ZR17 on the front. Can I summarise what I've found so far with this bike? Well, I said I was looking forward to riding this bike, and it has not disappointed. Yeah, chassis feels great. That's almost more impressive to me than the engine, I think. It gets around bends really nicely, it's stable, and I know this bike's got a longer swing arm than the previous model XSR. Probably just as well, because although I have felt a bit of twitchiness, that's at higher speeds when the wind's just acting on your upper body. But generally, chassis is feeling dependable. Front brake is really good. Ooh, back brake actually works well as well. very cool. I like that in the back brake. The bike feels like it's designed for me almost. With my dimensions, 5'7", like I said earlier on, I think. Nothing feels too far away, but the bike doesn't feel too small either. In terms of a second date on this bike, without a doubt, I want a second one, a third one. I want to take it to dinner, see where it leads us. Oops, hold on, that's getting a bit weird. Oh, that's some horrible potholes there. It's actually moved the camera. But the bike dealt with that pretty well. Oh, I'm looking for potholes now, you poor bike. Oh, I've totally ruined the mount there. It's alright on potholes. Hello, sorry, you've moved again. I am trying to set the cruise control at 30. Looks like the bike won't let me. I know what it is now, sorry, my mistake. It won't let me put cruise on in third gear. Fourth gear, it is holding 30 miles an hour. Right, we need to head back to Completely Motorbikes. Not that I really want to, but that rolls really nicely around the bends. The seat is nice and flat, so you can hang off as well. I could certainly see myself doing a track day on one of these, and I think it would acquit itself really well. Got to summarise it, unfortunately. I wish I had a bit more time on it now this morning, but there it is. I've not had time really to find any negatives about the bike. I did feel some vibration at higher revs through the bars. I can't tell you exactly what revs they were now. Oh, hold on. About 5. Just found it. Through the bars and the levers, there's a bit of a buzz there. But generally the bike feels pretty smooth. One thing that might concern me is this seat. I do occasionally, not very often, I do occasionally go on, multi-100-mile rides in a day. And I'm not sure what the seat's gonna do to my bottom over a longer distance. Certainly feels rather unforgiving. I kind of like the shape of it for kind of hanging off and messing about on the road, but comfort, it's too soon to say. Short distance is fine. There's nothing wrong with the riding position or the seat for shorter rides, I can tell you that. Well, I can also tell you, since it is a naked bike, yes, you get a fair bit of wind blast. I've talked about that a little bit, but no turbulence, nothing annoying about the way the wind's hitting you, as long as you accept that you're on a naked bike. When it comes to shopping around for my next bike, and I don't know when that will be exactly, I think this bike will be on the shopping list. Big thanks to these guys over there, Completely Motorbikes. Here we go, part of the Completely Motoring group, for the loan of this bike. Top crack is the best way I can describe it.